Hi guys, and a warm welcome to lesson 10 of my series of basic programming tutorials. Last lesson, as you'll recall, we did a program error checking routines for numerical values. This lesson we're doing some basic error checking tutorials on string variables. You'll recall that we did take the value of numbers from strings in the last lesson, so we won't be touching numbers in this lesson. And due to the wide range of possible combinations or things that you may want to check in your program, it's impossible for me to do everything on this, so we're just doing a very basic one on here. Okay, so if you're just viewing this tutorial without having seen the written tutorial on my site, then please check out the written tutorial. I'll put the link to our site in the description so you can view the tutorials. They are all designed for beginners or those with very limited programming experience, and they're designed to be used numerically, so start with lesson 1 and work your way up. For those of you who are just joining us, I've got a few changes to the program that's been made here. We haven't got the numbers in the force for statement there. Most of you will know why, because I can't get it to run with a number there for some reason. We have mentioned this in previous lessons. Also, I'm printing $A out here just to show that we're not actually butchering $A. We're not touching it in any way. We're using other variables to work on what we're going to do. Okay. I would recommend that you do work all your way up on these tutorials. And I'm here to just show you the context of programming. I'm not here to teach you how to program the next World of Warcraft game or anything like that. I'm here to teach you the concept, and then you've got to learn bit by bit. You're just teaching you the very basic stuff here. Okay, so without further ado, let's crack on. This is virtually a copy, as I said, apart from a couple of minor points, of the program in my written tutorial, and we need some explanations, I think, although I have explained everything in the tutorial on the site, which I always do. I think that on this occasion we just need a little bit more explanation. Sometimes words can be better than typed words, written words. So basically what we're doing on this program is we're asking for a word or a sentence or whatever in capital letters only. We can use commas, we can use spaces, and we can use periods, which if you're in the UK that's a full stop, and we're inputting that information into $A. Line 20, we are letting L equal the length of $A. So if we input a word or a phrase and it was 10 characters long in $A, then L would be equal to 10, for instance. Then we create a loop using C as the loop, as the control loop, where C will go from 1 to L. That's an L. I know they look very similar, but it is an L. So in this case it would go from 1 to 10 if L was 10. Now lines 40 and 50 work together, and these need a little bit of explanation. What we're doing here is we're letting $B equal $A from position C, which in the first run would be 1, to L, which is the length of $A. So if we had 10 characters in again, it would $B would be equal to $A from 1 to 10. Okay. In other words, $A would basically equal $B would basically equal $A. So if we typed in goodbye into $A, then $B would equal goodbye on the first run. Then what we're doing is we're letting X be equal to the ASCII value of $B. Now the ASCII value only returns the ASCII value of the first character in $B. This is very important, and why we have to run it this way. This is hard to understand, but it only uses the first character in the string. And then we go on to check if X is less than 65, i.e. if the ASCII value of the first character of $B is less than 65 or it's greater than 90. 65 is the ASCII value for capital A or Shift A. 90 is the ASCII value of Shift Z or Shift Z if you're American. if it's less than A, then we go to line 90. The reason we go to line 90 is we need to do further checks because we are allowing commas, spaces and periods or full stops, and the ASCII values of these three characters are less than 65. If it's greater than 90, we don't need to do any more checks because there's nothing that we are allowing that should be greater than 90. Therefore it will go straight to 140 and print it's failed the error check. But assuming it's less than 65, it will go to 90, where it will check if x is equal to 32. Well, the ASCII value 32 is a space, or it will check if x is equal to 44. Well, ASCII value 44 is a comma, and it will check if x is equal to 46. Well, the ASCII value 46 is a full stop or a period. So if it's any of those three, then it will go to line 110, which simply goes back around in the loop again. In fact, it will just ignore them, in other words. Okay. If it's none of those three, and it's got to be less than 65 to get here, then it will go to 140, where it will print fail the error check, because obviously it's another character. Okay, but let's assume everything's okay, and it goes back to loop the second time round. So C is now 2. So what we're going here to see is that B dollar is equal to A dollar from position 2 now to the length. So if A dollar was originally goodbye, then B dollar is now goodbye. It's i.e. it's missing the G off the front. And again we check for the ASCII value of the character, the first character, which is O in B dollar. And can you see a pattern now? What we're doing actually is letting B dollar be equal to A dollar, but B dollar is moving up the string. So if this capital letter, capital there, is A dollar, then it's checking capital C first, because B dollar is equal to C, B dollar 1. Then the next loop it's equal to A, so it's checking that's within the range. Then the next loop it's equal to 3, so it's checking that the P is within the range, so on and so forth. That's exactly what's happening. Now if it gets through the loop, it checks all the characters, then it will come down to line 120, where it will print out that the error check is okay. It will then go to 170, which what I've put as 170 is it will just print out the word to just show you that A dollar hasn't been altered in any way. But really on your program here you would then do either further error checks that you wanted to do, or you would start the rest of your program, you know, whichever took your fancy really. Okay, so let's crack on and see how the program runs, shall we, in real time. Let's give it a run. So what we're going to put in here, it's wanting, it says please enter word in capital letters only, commas, spaces and periods are allowed. What I'll do, I'll put a very simple thing in at the moment. I'll put capitals in, we will comply with it, and we'll put hello in, okay, in caps. And it's come up error check okay, so the word is okay to go. Yeah, okay, so let's now try running it again, and this time we'll introduce some errors into the input. So this time what I'll use is I'll use the word HE, which are capitals, then I'll go down to lowercase LLO, and let's see what the program, the error checking routine, comes up with. As you can see, it's failed the error check, please use capital letters only. Okay, so we've got to put full letters in there. Okay, let's try some numbers now. 2, 3, 4, and again it comes up with failed error check, please use capital letters only. I think I've misspelled letters, but not to worry, you get the idea. Okay, so let's try and put a space in there, and maybe a period or a full stop if you're in England. So let's try hello, I am here. So in there, as you can see, we've got 1, 2, 3 spaces in there. Oh, and I'll put a full stop in as well, and let's see what that come up with. That should actually go through okay, and it's come up and said error check okay, so it's accepted the spaces and it's accepted the period. So as you can see, that's the basic program for doing it. There is a link in the description to my tutorial on my site. If you view the full written tutorial, you can use the link at the bottom of the tutorial and access this website. You can either copy and paste this program yourself and run it to test it, or you can write your own program, or you can put this program in and modify it, whatever you want. Okay guys, well I hope that's explained a little bit more for you. I hope you enjoy these videos, and I'll be making some more of these tutorials very soon. So if you like them, please rate them and favourite them and subscribe to our channel. Hope you've enjoyed it and hope to see you again. Thanks for watching. Bye for now.